My takeaway from playing 2 missions of Splinter Cell Blacklist was that Sam Fisher's next chapter is a mix of balance and compromise. Ubisoft's Tom Clancy branded stealth series feels and looks like it's going back to its pre-Conviction roots, yet Blacklist still manages to retain the previous game's mark and execute accessibility. Splinter Cell Conviction, and many recent action games for that matter, have made good on their play-how-you-like promises. The same goes for Blacklist, where you're very much encouraged to choose to go completely unnoticed, be aggressive out in the open, or find something in between. What's notable is how Blacklist itemizes the play experience, even assigning names to these methods: Ghost for stealth, Assault for run and gun, and Panther for the middle ground. All your actions are scored based on one of these titles. As examples, silently killing with mark and execute will earn you points in the Ghost category, while a headshot in the loud firefight will earn you points in Assault. If this preview builds 2 playable areas were any indication, Blacklist will offer ample opportunity to be rewarded for any of the 3 play styles. The levels are linear, but feature a few path options that can be helpful in catching the enemy off guard. When you're skulking around an office floor with several rooms, you can imagine the stealth possibilities when you use choke takedowns and whistling to distract guards. Mark and Execute has gone through some notable refinements since its introduction in Conviction. Previously, Sam was able to pull off executions from some very unrealistic angles, and often through collision. Objects and distance factor more heavily into Sam's ability to make one-button executions, judging by what we played in these 2 short levels. Red markers mean Sam has a shot, white means he doesn't, and the colors often change based on where the targets move. Recalling the tie-in storyline of the co-op scenario in Conviction, Ubisoft Toronto has stepped up UI cohesion between modes in Blacklist to a degree that I've never seen in a video game. SMI, or Strategic Mission Interface, is the central feature of the hub where Sam and his team of 4th Echelon plan their next moves. SMI shows a world map detailing all the available missions that are for solo, co-op, and multiplayer. This adds to the game's sense of urgency, that all these events are currently going on in the world and need to be addressed with the right amount of operatives. Sam participates with another 4th Echelon operative on the co-op missions, which helps connect these assignments to the story. At the same time, unlocking missions in one mode isn't dependent on progressing in another. Set in a roomy, fitted airborne plane, this mobile home base blurs the line between main menu and interactive hub area. Beyond the story cutscenes, you can have optional conversations with individual team members. When I chatted with Grim, she provided more information about one of the co-op missions scheduled for her and Sam. Talking to her will also trigger the plane's upgrade options, whether it's the infirmary or holding cell. Spending earnings on each area will unlock enhancements that benefit Sam in the field. Upgrading the cockpit, for example, will open up a HUD radar for Sam and will even show where enemies are facing. This time spent with the game also helps explain why Ubisoft did not bring back longtime Sam Fisher voice actor Michael Ironside. Along with the generous amount of mission dialogue between Sam, Grim, Briggs, and a stereotypical adrenaline junkie hacker Charlie, the scenes use many silent expressions that rival the facial detail of 2011's LA Noire. With the continued advances in motion and facial capture, the studio wanted someone who could pull off the physically demanding movements of Fisher and maintain consistency by using the face of the same actor. The replacement is Eric Johnson, an actor whose likeness has been convincingly rendered as Sam Fisher, although he doesn't fully resemble the Sam of Conviction. For all that Sam went through with his kidnapped daughter and Grim in Conviction, he's surprisingly well adjusted. When you see him back to his all-business personality and suited up with his classic stealth gear, Splinter Cell Blacklist almost feels like a reboot without being a reboot. And to get this all together, Ubisoft has set a release date. It's now due out August 20th for PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360.
I'm a trained psychiatrist, but I've never seen cases like these. Terror, absurdity, passion. When life feels unexplainable, don't worry. You've got zoochosis.